and you are joining the Welcome webinar, Getting Started on Your GED Journey. My name is Caitlin, and I will be the moderator for today's webinar. Today's webinar will be about 30 minutes long, and it will be recorded, so don't worry about taking notes or anything. We're going to go over navigating your account, basics of the test, tips for getting started, resources and products, and we will also send out a recording and links to everything that we discuss here. If you have any questions along the way, you can type those in the chat and we'll try to respond as we go, but we also will have a few minutes for Q&A at the end. So walking us through today's webinar, we have some awesome GED advisors. And our advisors are our in-house experts when you enroll in GED Plus. They're paired with you every step of the way, assigning study materials, answering questions, and really setting you up for success. So with that, I will go ahead and pass it off to Tariana.
Perfect. Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Tiriana. I am, as Caitlin said, a GED advisor. I've been an advisor for coming up on 4 years, and now I'll let the other advisors introduce themselves.
Hi there, my name is Rebecca. I'm also a GED advisor, and I've been here for about 2 years and excited to learn with you today.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you guys are at. My name is Sam. I'm also a GED advisor. I've been here with a team of advisors here for going on 4.5 years now.
Perfect. Alrighty, so let's get started. So as GED advisors, we are the experts on the GED exam, and we also guide our students through each step of the GED journey. We provide resources, tips for success, and we also help with any questions that come up as you are working towards your GED. The goal for today is to provide actionable steps to start your GED. We will discuss basic information about the GED exam and its subjects. We will go over how to get started once you set up your account. We will also discuss how to prepare for the exam and provide information on resources that we provide. And then there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions throughout the presentation at the end.
All right, and then we are going to start off with a quick poll question. So this may pop up in a separate window. It may pop up under your chat function, or you can just, type your answer in the chat. This one, of course, no right or wrong response here. This one reads, what is your motivation for getting your GED? Some common answers that we hear are to go to college, to get a new job, for your family or children, to reach a goal for yourself, join the military, or of course, other. So get familiar with that function. We're going to use it a few times throughout the presentation. So I'm just going to pause here and see if we've got any responses coming through, if you guys are able to respond to that poll. Okay, slowly. All right, there we go. Looks like a few more are rolling in. Okay, so you go to college, get a new job, reach a goal. Awesome. So we will, like I said, I'll leave that open just because we're going to use that a few times throughout the presentation. But Tiriata, we will go back to you.
Thank you. The GED test and the GED Ready official practice tests are available in both English and Spanish. GED Plus has bilingual advisors who can help issue Spanish language prep materials. The GED exam is broken down into 4 subjects: math, science, language arts, and social studies. The GED is also accepted at the vast majority of colleges for those that are interested in continuing their education. It is also equivalent to a high school diploma, and upon completion, you will be joining the over 21 million GED graduates throughout the world.
All right, so here we just want to talk through some of the myths and misconceptions that are kind of sometimes had about the GED. And here, this first one is just talking about it being easy to get a GED. So the reality is that the experience will depend on each student. It can vary from student to student. We are here to help you each step of the way. So we will be here to help you get this done and earn your GED. Regardless of where you start, we will help you finish. And the second myth here is that a GED isn't as good as a high school diploma. As Tiriana did mention there, GED, the GED diploma is accepted by over 97% of colleges and employers in the US. So it is equivalent to a traditional high school diploma. So that is accepted at schools and colleges across the country, including prestigious universities like Yale and Harvard. The next one here is a common one. The idea is that math is impossible. That's the myth, the misconception here. The reality is that math is very doable. I've helped many students work through this. I realize that we do realize that math can be a more tricky subject for a lot of students. So we do have plenty of resources to help you get this passed. We have tutoring, we have additional study materials, and we will be here to help you get that last subject passed if that ends up being one of your harder subjects. And then the last one here is the idea that you're too old to get a GED. So some students may think that, depending on your life experiences, you may be starting your GED at a different age. Regardless of age, though, there is no upper limit to getting your GED. I've personally had students who are in their 70s who are working on their GED and earning their GED. So no upper age limit. We are here to help regardless of age. All right, and then here, these next few slides, we're going to talk about what happens when you create a GED.com account. So you can create a free online account on GED.com with an email address. That's really easy to do. It just takes a few minutes. And with that, I'm just going to let these next slides talk more about the next steps here for navigating the website.
Hi there. So when you first log into your GED.com account, this will be the home screen that you see. You can see icons for each subject and get more info if you click on a subject. And the alerts and tiles may change depending on your location or what step of the GED journey that you're on. If you click on the red banner, that will give you instructions on what steps are needed to move forward. And then from your home page, you can click on the study button at the top, and it will show you all of the resources available. Some you can purchase, and if you scroll toward the bottom, you can find a list of free resources. I want to point out that there is a free preview of all 4 test subjects, which will give you an idea of what's on the GED exams, as well as a free practice tutorial so that you can get familiar with how the GED exam works. This is an example of what the free exam tutorial looks like. You will be able to try out different features of the test, which will be helpful to get familiar with how to click through each page and use buttons like the navigator. You can practice scrolling up and over to view the full passage in question and see what different question types look like so that you're not surprised by the layout. This preview can help calm your nerves a bit and let you know exactly what to expect. For the math, science, and social studies exams, it's important to get familiar with how to use the online calculator because you will not be able to use your own on exam day. You won't have to memorize formulas. They will be provided for you, and this preview test can show you exactly where to locate them.
If you feel a classroom setting is best for your learning style, this can help you find test prep centers when you search your zip code. Click the study button in your GED account and select Find GED Classes. A local GED class can provide support throughout your GED journey, expert instructions on GED text subjects, practice for the GED test, and also help with career and college planning. The GED Ready is the official practice test. It has half the questions and is half the amount of time of the official GED test. If you score green with scores between 145 to 200, you're likely to pass, and we do recommend you to schedule your official exam right away. Normally, students will schedule their exam within 1 to 2 weeks at most. That way the information is still fresh in your mind. If you score yellow with scores 134 to 144, you're almost ready, but will need a little more practice. If you score red with scores between 100 to 133, you'll want to spend more time preparing. Save time by focusing only on what you need to learn. You can view a score report on GED.com that will let you know which areas you should focus your studying on. It is important to note that you won't be shown which questions you did not answer correctly. It is a common misconception that GED is one long exam, but it's actually 4 separate tests, and many students find success in taking one test at a time to be able to focus on that subject before moving on to the next. In the next few slides, we will break down what to expect for each subject, and we will share a practice question for you all to answer.
All right, so here we're just going to talk through what to know for the reasoning through language arts. That is one of the 4 GED subjects here. And with that, just want to say here, so with language arts, the exam is broken down into 3 sections that will be focusing on reading for meaning, identifying and creating arguments, and grammar and language. There is also a written essay portion. You'll be given a total of 150 minutes to complete this exam. 45 minutes of that will be dedicated to the essay. There will be multiple choice and other type question types. So for example, drag and drop, select an area and drop down as well for sections 1 and 3. Section 2 is the extended response or essay part of the exam.
All right, and then we've just got a quick practice question for you guys all here that, again, may launch in a separate window or under your chat. So this one here reads, the main character of a story is also called what? A, antagonist, B, exposition, C, author, or D, protagonist. So I will leave that up for a moment. Let me see if responses are coming through. If you guys want to just type an answer in the chat, that works too. All right. And like I said, we're going to go through these questions super, super quick just to make sure you guys are all still with us and staying engaged. But yeah, so I do see a few responses coming in. And so I'm just going to quickly share that the correct answer there is D, protagonist. Looks like most of you got it here, but we're going to move on to some study material.
All right, so here we're going to talk through one of the resources that are available to you on GED.com for additional studying. And that material is called GED Live. So if you are looking for an additional resource to help, you can check this out on GED.com. GED Live does offer many additional benefits that can help you with studying and preparing for the exam. So on the screen here, you'll see some benefits listed. So there are flexible schedules of online classes. That's one of the main things. You do not need to necessarily be in the live classes. So that is one of the benefits of it. But even if you are not able to attend the live class in real time, you will have access to a library of past recorded classes, so that if you do need to attend a session that you missed, you would always be able to have the option to listen to that session again. And with that, you do have direct help from instructors for those classes. The classes are taught by a live real teacher. You can access these GED classes with GED Live on any device, tablet, phone, computer, laptop. And then in terms of purchasing them, you'll see the price options available to you on GED.com. Just click on the study tab at the top of your page. You will see the option to purchase all 4 subjects for 6 months, or you can purchase math or RLA individually for 3 months at a time.
What to know about the social studies section. The social studies topics will include reading sections and analyzing historical events. The format of this exam is also multiple choice, and you're given 70 minutes to complete the exam.
All right, and we're going to move to another quick practice question. So this one is launching right now. And this one reads, how many senators represent each U.S. state? A, 1, B, 2, C, 3, or D depends on state population. So like last time, I'm going to just give you a quick second or two to see if answers are coming in. All right. And then after I share the answer for this one, we're going to move on to another study material. Okay, it looks like we've got a lot of responses coming in and we're kind of split on this one. But the correct answer there is actually B2. So Rebecca, we will go back to you.
Thank you. GED has launched the official GED mobile app called GED and Me. It is now available to download on the App Store and in Google Play for Android. Within the app, you'll find personalized guidance, practice questions, and study tracking right from your phone. You can also set goals and stay on track with daily questions and reminders.
All right, next we will talk about the science exam. This test is broken down into multiple choice questions and the on-screen calculator is available to use. Some of the topics on the exam are listed above, and you are given 90 minutes to complete this exam. And we have a practice question next.
Thank you, Tiriana. All right, so this question here reads, what unit is used to measure force? A, Newton, B, gram, C, kilo, or D, pound? And we are flying through these questions, but of course you will always be able to take your time. All right, let's see if we've got responses coming in here. Yeah, looks like you guys are pretty good with your science stuff here. So most of you have the correct answer there is A, Newton, but we will review an additional study material.
All right, next we will look into Flash. So Flash is a great study tool that we offer and that I recommend to my students. Students are provided with question sets on each attempt and receive immediate feedback on their responses. This will help you to master the GED test subjects. You do get access to a full collection of GED practice questions and answers covering concepts you need to know. You'll be able to choose between language arts, social studies, science, or math. You are able to learn as you go. Each practice question comes with step-by-step explanations, so you can see instantly where you may have gone wrong and learn how to do it right the next time. You're able to study on the move. Created for use on phone, tablet, or desktop so that you can study whenever and wherever you find a moment of free time. You're able to prep at your pace. With GED Flash, you can study for the GED in as little as 5 minutes a day. GED Flash offers the flexibility of practicing without feeling tied down for hours.
All right, so here I'm just going to talk through what to expect for the math portion of the GED. So here we just have the topics that are going to come up on the math test and also the format of things here. So with that, excuse me, you can expect these topics to be basic math, so adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, geometry, basic algebra, graphs, and functions. Those are going to be the main topics that you come across on the test. And with that, you will see the format is multiple choice. So you'll see multiple choice questions. You also see drag and drop, fill in the blank, select an area, and drop down questions as well. Keep in mind that for this test, you will have access to a calculator reference sheet, a math formula sheet, as well as a toggleable calculator. So you can actually use the calculator on screen during the test. You do not need to memorize formulas. The formula sheet will give you those. You do need to know how to use them and when to use them, but the formulas themselves are given to you, so you do not need to memorize those. And with that, keep in mind that the calculator itself is one specific version. So you are only allowed to use the TI or Texas Instruments 30XS calculator, and that is the approved calculator for the GED.
All right. And then our last practice question here We are launching this one right now. And this is an example, like Sam said, you will be able to use a calculator and your formula sheet. So again, we're going to go through this really quick here, but this one, it reads, if you walk 6 miles in 120 minutes, how fast are you going? A, 0.05 miles per hour, B, 2 miles per hour, C, 3 miles per hour, or D, 6 miles per hour. So let's see how our responses are coming in here. All right. Excellent. Looks like you guys are pretty good here with this math question, because the correct answer there is C, 3 miles per hour. So Sam, we will go back to you to review one last study material.
All right, so here's a big one here. So this is GED Plus, and this is our all-inclusive prep program. As advisors, we are all advisors for GED Plus and GED Works, which we'll be talking here more in a little bit. But for GED Plus, it is an all-inclusive prep program. You will have a personal GED advisor assigned to you, like myself or one of us advisors here. We are all advisors for GED Plus here. And with that, GED Plus does come with comprehensive studying tools, and those will be combined with a study plan that is always specific to your most recent test score. So you only need to work on what you got wrong, and it helps you be more efficient when you're studying to only work on the lessons that you were struggling with on the test. With that, there is also a test until you pass guarantee, meaning that for GED Plus, as long as you're following program steps and studying between attempts, there is no limit to the number of attempts that you have testing for free within the program. There is also one-on-one tutoring available if needed, so we can assign you that. That is included for free within the program. For example, if you're struggling with math, have any specific questions, reading or the essay, or language arts, that is an option where you would be able to get one-on-one help to work with a tutor who is trained in that subject. You will also have step-by-step guidance from us, from your advisors. With that, we'll just be encouraging you, keeping you going, making sure you have the information and resources you need to continue and eventually finish your GED. Right. And here, so this slide here is just a connector tool. So basically, this is the other similar option. It's similar to GED Plus that I just talked about. Basically, if you are a student who's looking for a job or to change careers, this is an option on GED.com where you can put in your zip code and you can see a list of employers who are hiring and part of the GED Works program. So all of the same, all of the benefits are the same with GED Plus and GED Works. So you have the personal advisor, you have the test until you pass guarantee, the study materials, all of that. The difference here is that here, when you apply for positions on from this connector tool, with that, if you were to get the job, the employer will pay for you to get your GED while you're working, so you can get your GED for free. So with GED Plus, you do pay for the subjects yourself. With GED Works, you have the same benefits, but your employer is the one who pays it for you.
When you're ready, schedule your test, and we have many convenient days and times available for testing so that it works with your schedule. Not all states allow online testing, but if your state does, that option will show up along with the test center option when you log in to schedule. From your online account, when you click the Schedule Test button, you might see different options depending on your state rules. If your state allows online testing, please be sure to do a system check to make sure that your laptop or computer is compatible and meets all requirements. Note that for online testing, you must be in a closed room with no one else present. And if you want to go to a test center in person, you will click on Schedule at a test center and pick which center you'd like to test by searching your zip code. Like mentioned on the last slide, different states have different rules. So price, age, and other testing requirements vary by area. You can find your test policy, your state's policies by visiting this page on GED.com when you hover over About the Test at the very top. And once you select your state from the dropdown, you can find helpful information like retake policies, local contacts, and more.
We have many positive testimonials from our GED graduates, and one day this student could be you, and we would love to celebrate your accomplishment. Once you earn your GED credential, we have a ton of ways you can share your accomplishments. One is with digital badges. It is a great way to stand out with employers and colleges. This is just something to look forward to as you work towards your GED.
All right, and then we are here at our very last poll. And we just want to know how you're feeling now. Do you feel ready to take the next step? We hope you feel confident enough to start, but if you do have questions, we have a few minutes left here in our webinar, and you can go ahead and type those in the chat. So let me see if we've got any questions. All right, no, nothing in the chat that I'm seeing yet, but I do see a lot of yeses. We are confident enough to start, so that's awesome. We're super excited for you. All right, and I will let those responses roll in. Again, if you have questions, let us know, type them. If you think of questions later, you can always reach out to help@ged.com. If you don't feel comfortable asking it right now, you can always reach out to us. Okay, to see someone may have a question. So again, feel free to type that in the chat here. And okay. Already started, want to know more about resources. And like I said at the start, we're going to send a follow-up email with the recording to this, so you can come back, rewatch, and then links to all of the resources that we discussed. So it'll show you pricing for everything that we discussed, where to find all of the study materials right from that email. Or of course, you can just log into your GED account and everything will be right there on your home screen. Okay. All right. I'm not seeing anything else. We'll still keep it open for another minute or two. But my next plug here is follow us on social media if you ever feel stuck or need some motivation. We are constantly posting some awesome inspirational stories from our GED graduates. We actually have a virtual GED grad day coming up on May 15th. So again, if you want some inspiration, tune in there to our live stream. All right, I see some chatter going on here. Let's see. If we get GED Plus, do we still have it even when we graduate? Do we still have access to GED Plus? Let's see. I know, Carrie, I saw you typing there in the chat. Does anyone, if one of our advisors wants to just answer that for everyone out loud?
Yeah, I can go ahead. So yes, to Carrie's point, so GED Plus access does end once you finish your last purchased subject. So if you did them one at a time, for example, starting with science, and you just had one, you would be done once you finished science. If you purchased multiple of them, you would be done once you finished any of the subjects you purchased. If you decided to do one and then came back later to purchase another subject, you would then also have access to that new GED Plus subject, though.
Okay, thank you, Sam. Right. 2 months, no classes start. Congratulations on enrolling in classes. I know just sometimes getting started can be a hard part. All right, did I miss anything else? Give you guys another minute or two. I'm not seeing anything else pop up here in the chat. So thank you to everyone for joining us today, staying engaged, and thanks to our advisors for walking us through the information and answering questions. Again, look out for that email from me with the recording and links to everything. But otherwise, best of luck and take care. Have a good day.